My name is Michael Potts. I live on this Sector 36-foot sailboat, and this is where I am today. I've sailed all the way from Toronto, headed south to warmer waters, down through the Oswego Canal and the Erie Canal, then down the Hudson, headed towards New York City. And in the last episode, we left Catskill and ended up here at Glasgow, anchored for the night. And that's when things got crazy.
I found a good place to anchor. We're right here. Good spot. It's out of the channel. Should be alright. I just don't want to put any more time on this engine, you know? I'd rather wait until there's wind or at least current going the right way. So, even though she's running alright, you never know. I see a couple sailboats ahead. I think they're catamarans. So I know people are coming out of here. This is all the big ships go by this way. So I'm out of the channel. I'll have my anchor light on tonight, but I think this is a good spot. I'm down at 24 feet. Once I get down to maybe 20, I'm gonna drop the hook, and that'll be it for today. I did get a weather alert on the radio right now, so potentially strong wind. So this is a good spot. Even if I drag anchor, I'll have lots of time. Hopefully before the disaster strikes, right? If there's extremely high winds and I drag, I'll know from the anchor alarm. So I'm gonna give myself quite a bit of distance here. You know, I'm gonna basically be right out in the center of this bay here. And that's the channel over there. So I'll have my lights on. I should be all right. Let's see what happens. I think we're pretty safe here. I'm off a place called Glasgow, or Glasgow, without the W, like in Scotland. But on the Hudson River here in New York. And I found a pretty decent anchorage. It's off the channel. There's lots of huge amounts of area if I drug anchor. There isn't any wind suspected tonight, so not too concerned about it. I've got lots of reference points here that I can see. Like, for example, if you look out here, see the building there? There's an American flag between there. You probably can't see that, but I can see it's directly between those buildings. And it's a good reference point. Plus I have my Anchor Pro app. So I'm holding really well here. This is great. So if I drug anchor that way, I'm okay. If I drag anchor that way, I'm okay. Because I'll be warned by the app, and I have some visual reference points here that I can see. Now this river gets really misty in the morning, so that may be a concern, but that's what I have the app for. So I have two anchor alarms set right now. I have the one that's on the Navionics, the chart plotter, Garmin chart plotter, and I have the one that's on my phone. So it's pretty interesting. The town of Glasgow in New York, Hudson River. So I don't usually post. I think it's annoying when people post what they're eating, because who cares? Like, I don't care what you're eating. Like, you know what I mean? So, but in this instance, it's a little different for me. So I'm making my mom's recipe of her famous Scottish stew right now. I'm gonna make a rendition of it myself and try to copy her recipe. That's the plan. And I'm just gonna relax here tonight until the tide shifts, and then I'm gonna consider moving forward towards New York City. That's the plan. All right, so this is what it's all about, guys. Off to my port side here, actually starboard side here, is Glasgow, New York, and this is the Hudson River right here. This is what it's all about. You know, I'm completely dry, I'm warm, I have my heater going, I got my internet, got my galley, and I'm cooking some food right now. I'm safely anchored in 20 feet of water here. I'm fully loaded with provisions. I got diesel, propane, food, booze, beer. Everything that I need is right here. You know, there's no difference. When I'm sitting on that saloon couch there, it's no different than as if I was at home. Just in a different part of the world, you know, a different part of the United States at this point. I'm a Canadian, obviously, but this is it. This is it. Like, this is what I wanted, you know. I wanted to be able to travel and be in the comfort of my home. You guys got to understand, I've been living in this boat now for 3 years. You know, two of the winters were on this boat at the dock, but you know, I'm settled in here. This is great. It's just like I'm at home, but I'm somewhere else. It's a strange feeling. Now, it may be raining right now, and as you can see, there's some current going by, but should really put the sail covers on, eh? Look at that. The tide's about to change, and the boat will be facing that way. And tomorrow, all this rain's going to go away. It's going to be sunny. We can recharge the batteries in the solar system, and if not, I can just turn on the engine, right? So for all those people that are sitting in their homes right now, you know, comfortable in their apartment they've rented or their house that they bought, whatever, it's, you know, this is possible. You can be comfortable while moving at the same time. That's what this channel is about, is the realization that it is possible, guys. You can do what you really want to do. I wanted to be out here. I wanted to travel in my home where I'm comfortable, but move at a certain rate where, you know, tomorrow, if I don't feel like moving on, I'm not going to move on. I'll stay here. I'm comfortable here. You know, there's nothing stopping me from being here. So it's just, you know, I can't explain to you guys how I'm feeling right now. I just love it. You know, this is what it's all about right here. This is cruising. And on this channel, we're going to go really far. Like, it's the winter right now. As you can see, the trees are starting to turn to fall colors. So I wouldn't be surprised if this spot right here is frozen, you know, within 3 months from now. So hopefully 3 months from now, I'll be somewhere where there's palm trees, somewhere where it's warm. You know, it's really great, guys. And give me a like, subscribe to the channel. This is what it's all about. I'm going to show you guys how it is possible to live free and move from destination to destination in your own home. It is possible, guys. This is great. There's no doubt about it. What do I have to worry about here? I mean, there could be inclement weather where it's like I drag anchor, or I don't think that's going to happen tonight. I've looked at it, looked online, I've looked at the weather situation. I think we're fine. So it's amazing, guys. Truly amazing. It's such a, for me right now, what am I feeling? I feel like I was right. I predicted this. I was like, okay, I can do this. You know, you just have to untie the lines and leave. You know, you don't have to be at a marina. You can go and be free. All right, we're in a situation. Let me show you what's going on. Okay, so what's happened here is the anchor's wrapped around the keel and the boat is sideways and we're dragging. So I'm not sure what to do here. Okay, what I've done is I put a buoy on the end of the anchor. See that? So that if I lose the anchor, then so be it. Awesome. I can get it tomorrow. But as you can see, Can you see? So I'm pretty close to shore here. I'm not sure what to do. I don't know what to think here. I'm gonna go. It's not a big deal if I lose the anchor. It's just what happens to what do I re-anchor? I mean, I guess I could. Or will the same thing happen again? I mean, I basically. Oh my God. Okay, I gotta think about this for a minute here and come up with a plan. Cause this is crazy. You see what's happening? The anchor's wrapped around the keel. Let me just take a look here. I mean, there's the shore right there. Yeah, we're moving pretty good. I actually think we're moving. What's our depth here? This 17 feet. Okay. See how close I am to the shore? That's not good. I don't know what to do here. I mean, you know what I want to do. Yeah, we're moving at half a knot, and it looks like we're going towards the shore. Well, maybe not. 0. All right, so I think what I need to do is I'm gonna set the anchor alarm and see if we're moving towards the shore, because if that's the case, then we're done for it. I'm gonna have to let go of the anchor and see what happens. All right. Okay. So I am drifting slightly, very slightly. I got the anchor app on its lowest setting, but I am holding, believe it or not. So the next low tide is at 1:28 a.m., which means it's going to start going the other way, so we'd be all right. But yeah, we are. I mean, option number 1 right now would be to let the anchor go. I put a fender on the end of the anchor, and it's able to go free. Then the boat would just drift, and I would reposition anchor and retrieve the other anchor in the morning. Option number 2 is to put another anchor down. Which would leave me with, you know, if that failed, look, Jesus, look at this. It is drifting. So right now I'm going, well, the good news is I'm drifting out now. I'm drifting this way. Maybe that's not so bad. Okay. Option number 2 is put another anchor down, which would bite in, right? And just we'll get through to 1 a.m. Jesus, this is a rough situation. What I think has happened is the anchor line is wrapped around the keel. So, oh man, skaggy keel. I mean, it seems like the tide right now, it seems like it's going by at like 4 or 5 knots. Like, I don't even know. Oh man, this is a tough one. I think I'm gonna wait a bit and see how far and where I'm drifting to, because if I'm drifting out into open water, maybe it's not so bad. We'll have to see. All right, so it seems like we're headed into the shore, so I have no choice right now but to just let the anchor go. There's a fender tied onto it. I can retrieve it later. I think that's my best bet. So I'm gonna break it free, and then I'm gonna re-anchor with the other anchor that I have. And at low tide, like slack tide, retrieve the other one tonight. I mean, that's probably my best option. I don't want to go make the situation any worse. I don't see a reason why. Like, if the fender was tied off it and it went down and under the boat and around, I'd be free. I don't think it would get caught because there's a skag. I don't think it would get caught anywhere else. I don't see how it would get caught. So it's okay. I can retrieve the anchor later, and I have another anchor which I can use now. It's just the fact that the anchor's caught around the keel is what's killing me here. The boat's sideways, right? So it's it's not good. All right, that's the plan, so let's do it. I'll tell you guys what happens. Okay, so the new anchor, so this is what happened. I anchored, the tide switched, and it wrapped around the keel. So, and then I started to drag, and I didn't have control of the anchor because it was wrapped around the keel. So I attached a really big buoy to it, and I kicked it loose. Then I re-anchored, and now I've set the anchor, and everything seems okay. It seems like I'm safe now. So the other anchor, which is a very expensive anchor, is attached to a buoy and is now over there somewhere. Now there's nothing I can do about it now. So I just hope that when the tide, this doesn't happen again, right? That's what I'm scared. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wake up at slack tide and watch the anchor line. And then once I'm officially on the other side and I'm okay, then and only then will I be able to figure out the situation. But there's nothing I can do. It's dark out there. It's quite a bit of a current. So this is a lesson learned. This is sailing for you, right? At least we're safe right now. I may have lost an anchor, but not completely lost it. So I should be able to retrieve it. I don't see why I shouldn't. You know, I'll be able to see it. There's a big buoy floating there. I'll go take the dinghy over in the morning and pick it up and put it back in the anchor locker. That's the plan. So let's just see what happens. I'm gonna see if I'm dragging with this other anchor, because everything seems okay right now. But I'll update you guys when I know what's going on. All right. Yes, there it is. All right, so last night's debacle is over, and I'm safe. Oh man, that was scary. So I knew when I departed on this trip that things were gonna happen. It's kind of just the business of sailing. Things are gonna go wrong at times, and last night was a big deal. I came in here, I dropped anchor, and the tide shifted and the anchor wrapped around my keel. And it was positioned so that the boat it was dragging, but I couldn't get the anchor up. I mean, every time I'd push the button on the windlass, it would just stop. You know, it was too wrapped right around the keel. So I was slowly inching towards that shoreline right there on the Anchor app, Anchor Pro. And I was like, what do I do here? What the hell am I gonna do? So I stayed calm, and I broke it down into what my options were. Luckily I had time to think about it, and I made the right decision. I cut the anchor loose, and I remember it made this god-awful noise, and then I saw I attached a fender to it, so I didn't lose my anchor, which is an expensive piece of kit, right? And it popped out the other side, and the boat just went, and that must have been 3 knots of current just where I was, I think. So there was a number of factors that were not in my favor, and at the end of the night, I was in a pretty bad position. So, oh man, I'm glad it happened, and the reason is because now I'm aware of you can't be complacent out here, guys. So I'm gonna go put the dinghy down now. I'm gonna go over there and locate the fender and pull the anchor up with a pair of gloves
and I'll reattach the anchor in the anchor locker. Couple other things too is in the scabbery situation, there was a bunch of stuff in the anchor locker, and I couldn't, you know, it was wrapped around stuff. Anchor lines all have to be free in the future, easily accessible, and there can't be things on top of them. So a bunch of good lessons learned last night, and jeez, man, I'm just glad I made it through, because that could have been a bad situation. I could have went onto the ground there. Could have been bad. So this boat could have been really damaged. So, you know, had I have lost the anchor, it wouldn't have been a big deal. At least I would have saved the boat. But I was smart enough to securely tie off the fender, and now I can go retrieve it. So lessons learned, guys. Whew, man. So I'm now hyper aware of things, which is good. It's making me really rethink everything that I'm doing. You got to double check everything and think about, hey, wait, what if this happens? What if this happens? So it's good. So let's get in this dinghy and pull this anchor up. There she is. Oh, thank God. That would be expensive. So look how close I was to the shore here. I know it's on super view, so you can't really see much, but right this way is some shallow areas. So I was dragging towards 2 shallow areas. Right there it goes down to 1 feet 4. So I had to cut her loose. So, man. All right, let's get her back up on the boat. Relief too. It looks like I'll be able to get it up. Oh man. Of course, she's stuck on the bottom. Without the windlass and the power of the boat, it's hard to remove these anchors from the silt. It's buried, and it probably dug right in. So how am I gonna get this thing up? I'm just gonna have to keep trying, or bring the boat over here. Jeez, I don't know. We're gonna have to figure this out. I'm just gonna have to just brute force it. There she is. Oh, it's a relief. I definitely need 2 anchors. It's a safety thing. All right, situation over. Thank God. Let's go back to the boat and eat breakfast. All right. So the tide's in our favor and the wind is in our favor. So we need some breakfast and we're gonna go under that bridge and head to New York City. Let's do this. There we go. Ah, yeah, success. This is great. All right, crisis averted. So the good news is the tide's going in the direction we're going, and the wind is going in the direction we're going, so we can make some really good time. So we got to go that way towards New York City. I got to get this anchor up. I'm gonna have to flip it over to this windlass, which is pretty hard to do actually, because there's no way I'm pulling up this anchor with this tide current. No way. So Oh, here's some waves from that ship that just passed by. Woo! All right, let's get some distance here and reconsider everything, because last night kind of changed things for me. I need to rethink a few things and be safer than I was. I put way too much anchor rode out, and it got tangled in the keel, and I got burned from it. So, what can you do? Lessons learned, right? I'm now going to be a little bit safer. So, all right, let's move on. Let's get to New York City.
Join me next week as we continue on towards New York City and south to the Bahamas. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.